I don't know what that is, but sure is a pretty thing. My neighbor had this tree. We got this thing planted. I'm gonna pull it off down in the woods. I have made an executive decision. It's done. I got the pond drain cleaned out. I noticed the pond was up about 6 inches and came down here this morning and the thing was just totally stopped up. So I've emptied it and it's about down to normal now. You might can at least hear it running down there. Blackberries are in full bloom. We got her mowed around the pond now. I need to weed eat it. And what is today, Monday? Must be, 'cause I had big plans. I was gonna get some stuff done on the sawmill. But my wife, she walked around the house and she said, we got a tree down. I told her that I've been seeing a tree die. It's not this one, but this one right here just died clean off at the stump. Well, the limbs are still green like this one here. So I figured the best thing for me to do, backhoe up here to it. I'm gonna pull it off down in the woods instead of getting a chainsaw out and messing with it. That was a big tree for a Leyland cypress. I've been told, I don't know, you can fact check this, a Leyland cypress only has a life expectancy of 20-25 years. But this one's gone. I got this tree all tucked away over here in what one day will be a burn pile. So on to the next project. Good job, little L35. I'm going to be cutting up some ash. I think they're 8-foot logs, and I need some pallets. My neighbor had this tree, took this tree down for my other neighbor. It's an old short needle pine. Got all kinds of limbs and stuff in it. It's still on the stump. I'm not sure how long it's been down, but I think I can make pallet material out of it. Get a saw and a piece of equipment and try to get up a few logs and maybe get this thing sawed up. So I'm trying to beat the rain, hopefully, and get a few things in the garden. In this first little bay here, we got some greens planted, got some lettuce and kale and spinach and something else. I don't remember what, turnips maybe. Then we got a row of radishes going in. And we got a colony of fire ants thinks this is their home. We'll have to get rid of them. Then I got 4 mounds here. Gonna put in some straight neck squash. Gonna put in 4 mounds of zucchini. Then I think we're gonna plant some tomatoes, hot peppers, bell peppers, okra, and then the rest bush green beans. So that's sort of the plan anyway. I'll bring you back in when we get a little more done. How's that? We really wanted to get this garden in because you can see off in the distance that blue sky, and that's usually where our weather comes from. So I think there's a real good possibility tonight, tomorrow, and the next couple of days there's rain in the forecast. Anywho, we got this thing planted. She's got some kale, mustard, turnip, I think, maybe a little lettuce here, and then got some radishes here. And I put this bark slash mulch, where that thing, put that in there because that stuff is still green, and when it's green, it's robbing the soil of nitrogen in order to break down. So it sort of slows down stuff growing here in our walking path. Then I got 4 mounds. This is straight neck squash. 4 mounds here for some zucchini. 3 hot cayenne pepper plants. 3, I think that's a Milo, whatever you call them, little tomato things, them little round ones. Then we got some, I forget what kind she got. 3 of this kind and 3 of that kind. We got a row of okra, and then from here down to the end is bush beans. Really, there's almost no need in planting beans because the deer is going to get, unless I put up an electric fence or something, I'm going to have to do something to keep the deer out of it. Might resort to, I don't know, but we'll do something. Anyway, I'm glad that's planted. That dark sky, come on in, water them down. She's ready to go. I let this field, this little garden plot rest last year because I didn't have time to garden, and it got overtaken with this wiregrass here. Some people call it Bermuda. So I really should have sprayed it and killed it before I planted, but I didn't. So I guess it's going to be a lot of hole maintenance this year. Planted everything by hand, as you may have seen. A lot of work, but anywho, I like it. I've got two things I need to get working on. One, I want to build, we've got a little travel trailer and I want to build a shed for it over there where I've got a 30 amp receptacle for. Second thing is, I'm going to get started in some of these big logs, saw milling those, and I need some pallets. So that's what I've cut this scrap pine for. It's got so many knots and it's been on the ground so long, it's not going to be good for anything else, but I'm pretty positive. You can tell by looking at the end there that it's plenty solid, but there again it's got so many knots in it. I'm just taking this bark off because I know it's got a little dirt in it in places. So what we're going to make, or what we're going to try to make, is some 1x4s and a few 2x4s. And make some pallets. That's the goal anyway. Somebody wants them loose. I've got plenty of material here to make one pallet out of, so I just split that in half. That one I'll make 2x4s out of, and this one I'll make 1x's out of. How's that sound? Sound like a plan? I believe I got enough. Almost to make one pallet. I'm gonna put runners on the bottom and the top. I believe I will. Make it a full double-sized pallet. You know what I'm saying? I think that's what I'll do. Got a little shimmy shake going on there. But I just slowed her down and made an accommodation. All right. I think we got some pallet material. I have made an executive decision. Since most of the lumber that I cover is covered with tin, and the tin's 3 feet wide, so I'm just going to make this pallet 34 inches wide and go with that. What I'm going to do. Yeah, I have seen a lot of people build these on the ground, and that's fine. But my opinion is, if you can have a work table where you can build it, you're probably going to be better off. Alrighty, so I found a nail gun. And you may be wondering, how do I know I got these straight? Well, I've got lines marked on the table here. They're 20 inches on center. And I think that's going to be a plenty. Is done. So I got 2 more logs over here that I can make pallets out of. And I got this one pallet here. Like I say, this is going to be used either for the ash or the oak or both. Plan to make 2 more of these. Pretty simple, quick. You're not building kitchen cabinets, so it doesn't have to be perfect. Main thing is you do want it a nice flat surface, because I tell you spend a lot of time milling your lumber, and you know the kid doesn't want to warp it all up by improper stacking, you know what I'm saying? So I'm going to get these other logs milled up and call it a day. I appreciate you joining me. We've got the garden planted. We got the pallet made. We got a few other things done, and that's a good thing. And I'll see you in the next one.